Formed even before life itself, caves and canyons are far more than simple openings and structures. From terrifying legends to otherworldly beings and millennia-old relics to mysterious flying machines. Let's uncover the secrets these isolated places are hiding. Have you ever stumbled upon something unbelievable while walking? That's exactly what happened to an explorer in Mexico. There, in a big cave opening, sat a massive giant. The explorer couldn't believe his eyes. The giant's skin was a strange brownish color, like old tree bark. It was huge, but sitting on its knees just like a person would. The giant seemed to be staring out of the cave. But before the explorer could get a better look, the enormous creature suddenly hurried back into the dark cave. Local legends say this giant has lived in the cave for hundreds of years. You might spot it, so be careful during your visit to the cave. Cave explorer? The secret is out. A curious man was checking out an ancient cave, armed with just a camera and a torch. As he carefully removed a small stone from the cave wall, he shined his light into the gap. Suddenly, he saw a weird creature with a rubbery face and glowing eyes. The explorer couldn't believe what he was seeing. He quickly called out to his friends, urging them to come and see this bizarre sight. As they rushed over, the strange being vanished back into the darkness, leaving its identity as an unsolved mystery. Alien in cave. Explorers were making their way along a rocky path when they spotted a dark cave ahead. They found a gray alien, its long, drooping ears framing a face that glowed faintly in the dim light. Its eyes shone brightly, staring into the darkness as if it could see something beyond their reach. A long iron rod lay on the ground in front of it. Maybe it was its gadget. What was this alien waiting for? It might have gotten trapped, or was it watching them with intent? The mystery of the gray alien in the cave remained there as they left the place. Hope the flying saucer arrives there and gets it back to its home. Humanoid figure. In a Mexican cave, an explorer was creeping along in the dark. Suddenly, he froze in his tracks. Right there, at the cave's entrance, stood a strange figure. It wasn't a human, but not anything else either. The weirdest part? Its face sparkled like the moon on a clear night. The shiny-faced being looked back at the explorer, as if trying to warn him. We may never know for sure, but this explorer's cave trip turned into an out-of-this-world adventure. Moving wall. Imagine a wall starting to move. That's exactly what some workers saw, and it gave them quite a fright. In a sandy area, they spotted something creepy coming out of a small hole in a brick wall. A white, powdery face with closed eyes slowly pushed its way through. It had a nose, lips, and ears, but no body. The face looked like a sleepy giant waking up from a long nap. As it inched forward, the workers couldn't believe their eyes. What could this strange creature be? The video ended abruptly, and we are not able to view its whole body. How can someone fit in such a small hole? Creepy encounter. You must have seen strange animals or skeletons in caves, but not one that these explorers came across. As they turned their flashlights around, they suddenly came across two glowing eyes staring back at them from the shadows. The mysterious creature seemed very interested in these visitors to its home. The explorers didn't stick around to find out what kind of animal it was. Here are some wild guesses. It could have been a mountain lion, wolf, or even a bear. They quickly turned back. As they left, they could hear echoing sounds following them out of the cave. Man meets ghost. Exploring the Goa Japang cave can be fun, but what if you encounter something scary there? Deep in a dark cave, a man was looking around with his flashlight. Suddenly, he saw a white, ghost-like creature crawling towards him. The man's hands shook as he filmed the creepy thing getting closer. Finally, when it got too close, he couldn't take it anymore. He ran out of the place. But here's something really interesting. Goa Japang means Japanese cave in English. During World War II, Japanese soldiers used this cave as a hideout. Some people think the ghostly creature might be connected to this wartime past. Glowing eyes. Sometimes old houses have spooky secrets. That's what some villagers found out when they visited a famous haunted home. As they looked around, they spotted a black shadow with two glowing eyes peeking at them from behind a wall. The scared villagers started saying special prayers to protect themselves. We don't know what happened next, but some people think it might have been a djinn, a terrifying creature from old stories. Alien in cave. An archaeologist deep inside a remote cave was carefully digging through ancient ruins when he came across a being unlike anything he had ever seen before. Its glowing blue skin and large bright eyes showed intelligence and something urgent. The alien wasn't in a good state, as if it had crashed on Earth from its spaceship. As the archaeologist moved closer, he saw the alien's finger moving. At first, it seemed like random movements, but then it became clear. It was trying to communicate. Its gestures felt like a kind of sign language, though the archaeologist couldn't understand. Was it asking for help, or trying to warn him of something even greater? The mystery remains unsolved. Cave Lady. An explorer was not ready for this adventure. Hiking through some old ruins, a scene made him stop. There, in a cave, was what looked like a cave woman. For a moment, he thought he'd found someone who had been living in that cave for hundreds of years. But as he got closer, he was shocked. The cave lady wasn't a person at all. It was a rock. Nature had shaped the rock to look just like a human face. It was so realistic that it had fooled him completely. The explorer took lots of pictures of his discovery. He learned that sometimes the most exciting things we find are just Mother Nature playing tricks on us. Hunched alien. Two young men decided to explore some dark caves in South America. They didn't know something strange was waiting for them. One of them turned on his bright light and woke up a big-headed creature. The creature started making loud noises, and the explorers ran away as fast as they could. Some people think it was a skinwalker, while others say it might have been a cave troll. Whether it was a skinwalker or not, this short video of their cave adventure scared and amazed many people who watched it later. Alien spaceship. Did you know that sometimes the quietest places hide the biggest secrets? A researcher found this out in a way that will make your eyes pop. Something huge came zooming out of the cave. It was a real alien spaceship. The spaceship flew up into the sky and vanished within a second. No humans, they began hiding in a nearby cave. Shockingly, when they went inside, they were dogs. But after some time, a terrifying transition took place. From inside that cave, someone completely different peeked out. It was a creature with scary features and long horns, just like a mythical goat man. The cave was infamous for sheltering shapeshifters who usually came out in the form of dogs. So, the onlookers thought they might have seen one of those shapeshifters. Scared, they ran away and decided never to come back. Trapped alien. Have you ever heard spooky noises in the dark? Two brave friends did, and it led them to a creepy cave in Turkey. As they walked deeper, they heard weird, sad cries echoing off the walls. Each camera flash showed quick glimpses of strange shadows. Suddenly, they saw something super scary. Just two big black eyes. It was an alien-like creature trapped in the dark. It looked so weird and different. The explorers were so frightened, they screamed and ran away as fast as they could, leaving the alien behind in the cave. Hope it made its way back to home. Humanoid beings. Sometimes the most unexpected things happen when you're not looking for them. The camera revealed two humanoid beings standing side by side. Strange part, they were perfectly mirroring each other. They were tall and thin, that sent shivers down his spine. But as fear took over, he decided it was best to stop recording and escape. Little did he know, he had just encountered two aliens in disguise, a sight that would haunt him forever. Gog and Magog. A hidden cave just gave up its spooky secret. Some crazy explorers filmed something that's got everyone talking. Deep in the dark, two red eyes suddenly lit up like Halloween lights. When the explorers shined their flashlight, they caught a quick glimpse of something. The video's blurry, but it's definitely not human. This could be the legendary Gog and Magog. This viral video has cryptid hunters going wild. Everyone's trying to find this mysterious cave now. Tunnel crawler. Underground tunnels can hide many secrets. Some workers found this out when they met an unexpected visitor. The crew spotted something unusual crawling on the wall. It was tiny, like a lizard, but had hands and feet, like a human. This strange little creature left them scared. Might be an undiscovered creature. I wondered if it was a guardian of these tunnels, keeping watch of a giant skull. Between two big rocks in Greece, a giant skull was discovered. It was so big that it fit perfectly, but walked into the dark tunnel and came across a being for which they were not ready. In the darkness ahead, they thought nothing was there, but when things got turned, they spotted two glowing eyes. As they looked closer, they saw a skinny figure standing there. It seemed like it didn't want them in its home. The adventurers were so scared that they turned and ran out of the mine as fast as they could. Some of them said it might have been a skinwalker, a creature from old stories. Giant mystery. While waiting for a ride in Victorville, California, a man was shocked to see something on a nearby hilltop. Several meters above the road, there was a massive figure moving at super speed. At first, he thought it might be a hiker, but it was impossible for a human to run that fast on the uneven terrain. Also, the figure was much larger than a normal person. So was this a giant trying to hide from humans? Perhaps it's time for people in California to prepare for such encounters. Legendary creature.
Pra quem não acredita, tá aí. Se é chupa-cabra,
What if you stumbled upon a creature thought only to exist in stories? One night, a group of villagers found a burnt creature lying in the branches of a twisted tree. Some whispered it might be a chupacabra, the mysterious beast that haunted their nightmares. Its body was completely blackened from fire, but its hands were oddly untouched, still whole and lifeless. Fear gripped the villagers as they realized they were facing something truly unknown. What had happened to this creature? The mystery of the burnt chupacabra filled their minds, leaving them anxious.
Pra quem não acredita, tá aí. Se é chupa-cabra,
Ghostly peekaboo. A hiker exploring the woods behind a cave got the fright of their life. As he walked along, a sudden flash of light caught his eye. Curious, he looked closer at the cave wall. What he saw made their blood run cold. A smiling face peeked out from behind the rocks. It wasn't a friendly game of peekaboo, but a scary, ghostly encounter. The hiker didn't stick around to find out more and ran back. Hope the ghost didn't catch him. Cyclops face. Here is a wall that holds a human face. While exploring an ancient place, the tourists saw something weird. A wall with a giant face. But here's the really strange part. The face had an eye on its head. Some people think it might have been an old trick to scare visitors. Others wonder if it was a petrified Cyclops giant. Whatever it was, it sure gave those tourists a story to tell when they got home. Bigfoot's bold walk.
His arms obviously hang below his knees.
Some say Bigfoot is just a myth, but for the people at Marble Mountain, it became a reality. A large, hairy creature that looked just like Bigfoot was taking a stroll. But here's the weird part. This Bigfoot didn't seem to care that people were watching. It just kept walking normally, even as locals grabbed their cameras to record the amazing sight. Everyone was shocked to see Bigfoot acting so casually. It's not every day you see a legendary creature out for a walk.
His arms obviously hang below his knees.
The giant skeleton. In the depths of a dark cave, an archaeologist stumbled upon a discovery that would leave anyone speechless. A massive skeleton lying on the ground. Its legs were long and folded awkwardly over each other, as if it had been resting there for centuries. The skeleton was far larger than any human, hinting at something from a forgotten time. How long has this giant been lying here? No one could say for sure. The cave held secrets that hinted at a long-lost world. It was now a doorway to a mystery from long ago. Cave monster. An explorer on his walk through the forest wasn't sure what scary surprise awaited him. He was walking on a quiet path when he saw a scary monster rushing out of a cave. Its body was a strange brownish color, like old tree bark. Its golden eyes shined bright in the dark. It moved like a child, crawling out of the cave. But it was super quick. This made him feel very scared. The skinwalker also got scared. Maybe it was not used to seeing humans often, so it moved back to its cave. He also turned around and left quickly. He may never know what it truly was, but he would always remember that spooky night in the woods. Homo naledi.
This little 4 to 6 year old child, 200 to 300,000 years ago.
A few years back in Rising Star Cave near South Africa, a team of researchers discovered something remarkable from the past. It was part of a skull, not just any skull. This belonged to a 4-year-old child from an ancient human species called Homo naledi. The scientist looked closely at the skull's teeth, which were just like the adult Homo naledi teeth they'd found before. Amazingly, There were no bite marks from animals on the skull. Studies show this ancient kid might have passed some 250,000 years back, but how it ended up is a mystery. However, studying the ancient remains could help them learn more about where we came from.
Ahoy! Welcome to the Devil's Sea.
Long ago.
Teeth here, permanent teeth, which you see here, deciduous teeth on the bottom.
Cave of Mysteries. You must have seen weird creatures in caves, but not a supernatural entity. Deep in the shadowy cave, one man seemed to fall into a weird trance. His friend tried to help him while also keeping an eye on a creepy tunnel nearby. The helper performed a special ritual, whispering strange words. Finally, he touched his friend's eyes, and the trance was broken. Some people think this might have been a jinn possession. Jinns are magical creatures in Islamic religion that some folks believe are real. Whatever happened in that spooky cave, it sure made for one unforgettable adventure. Bug Cave Adventure. In 2014, a group of friends went exploring the cave near the seaside. As the explorer hunched down in the cave entrance, he didn't know he was surrounded by millions of tiny bugs. When he tried to come out, he accidentally touched a bug nest. Suddenly, all the bugs swarmed around him. The friends stopped laughing and started to panic. Their fun day at the beach turned into a scary moment as they watched their buddy disappear under a cloud of insects. Strange show. Just think about going on a boat ride and seeing something totally weird. That's what happened to some lucky tourists in Thailand. Near a water cave, they heard odd screams. Curious, they went to check it out. As they got closer, they saw strange brown creatures that looked like furry trolls or Ewoks from Star Wars. These strange beings were acting weirdly. But here's the surprise. They weren't real monsters at all. It was actually a cool show put on by a singer named Tory Raines and some local actors. The tourists sure had an unusual island adventure that day. Desert Night Fright. Riding a motorbike at night can be scary, but one man in the southern United States had an adventure he'll never forget. As this brave biker rode through a rocky, sandy area, his bike's headlight showed a small, skinny creature crossing his path. But that wasn't all. When he looked closer, he saw at least 3 more similar creatures hiding in the shadows. Stories of shapeshifters and strange creatures filled his mind, Tales of beings that could change their form to trick people. The video ended abruptly, leaving viewers shocked and confused, with no idea what happened to the biker after that mysterious encounter. Midnight rooftop.
Realmente por eso estamos aquí, porque pensamos que era una persona.
Why you should never visit abandoned places here is the reason. Late one night, locals climbed to the roof of an abandoned building. As they watched into a room below, their torch revealed a scary sight. A figure in a black dress stood there, next to a strange word on the wall: virus. When the light hit the mysterious being, it quickly moved to a corner. It waved its hand, making a bell-like sound. Was it trying to scare them away? Might be a witch or a ghost, but how it was scared of humans? Well, mystery is still unsolved.
Realmente por eso estamos aquí, porque pensamos que era una persona.
Mexican giant. Sometimes big surprises come from high places. That's what happened when a family in Mexico looked up at their local mountain. A huge creature, looking just like Bigfoot, was walking along the top. The children's scared voices filled the air as they watched. As word spread, the whole town began to panic. Who knows on which mission it was? Maybe it wanted to settle down in the town and was giving a look from the top. Interview guest. News interviews can be full of surprises, but one journalist got more than she bargained for. A young woman was being interviewed when something weird happened. The camera person suddenly zoomed in over her shoulder. In the background, a skinny shadow figure slowly walked by. Some people think it might have been a traveler from another dimension. The journalist swears the video wasn't changed in any way. Are there other beings sharing our world that we can't usually see? This strange sighting left everyone with plenty to talk about. The mountain giant.
His arms obviously hang below his knees.
In Salt Lake City, Utah, locals thought they witnessed something unbelievable. It was a moving mountain. Workers at a rock quarry were going about their day when they noticed a strange shape on the mountainside. Through the dust from their work, they saw what looked like a giant person standing on the ridge. This wasn't just any giant. It was huge, maybe 60 to 80 feet tall. But here's the weird part. After, the video mysteriously disappeared without explanation. Some locals whispered about ancient legends of mountain spirits or creatures hidden in the rocks. Others speculated about secret experiments taking place in the area.
His arms obviously hang below his knees.
Ghostly forest patrol. Forest officers have tough jobs, but one got more than he expected during a nighttime patrol. An officer shined his light into some bushes. What he saw next was a ghost hiding there. People always say not to go to spooky places at night, and now this officer knows why. We hope the brave officer made it out okay. Next time you're in the woods at night, be alert. You never know what might be watching. Cave's guardian. In a shadowy cave, tourists found a creepy doll hanging from the ceiling, its lifeless eyes seeming to follow their every move. This wasn't just any doll. It oozed dark magic. When one of them knocked it down with a stick, from jaw-dropping giants to mind-boggling mutations,
А еще у него второй рот почему-то вот на пульсе.
the underwater world is full of surprises. Soaring through the skies or hiding in dense woods, our world is full of unseen creatures. From mythical giants to tiny anomalies, old tales are coming to life. So, let's see what happened when these cryptids were caught alive on camera. you must have a bird or two flying in the sky. But what if you looked up one day and found this giant taking over the heavens above? While this guy was out on the road somewhere in the US, he spotted this bat-like dragon creature soaring through the sky. Unable to believe his eyes, he recorded the strange sight on camera and posted it online only for the internet to start speculating. While some said it was definitely a sighting of the creature, skeptics were doubtful, dismissing the clip as a hoax. Giant winged creature. It's not every day you go out on a hike and find a giant cryptid that looks like it jumped out of a myth. However, a guy got lucky when he spotted this massive dragon-like critter. With its mouth moving and wings all spread out, it looked like it was either looking for something or was getting ready to throw fire. Whichever it would be, I'd rather stay away. As the clip circulated online, netizens thought the creature might have been hiding in a cave and was coming out only now. Some argued that it wasn't possible for a dragon to exist and then appear out of nowhere like this. Tower creature. This guy thought he had ended up in another dimension when he looked out of his window and found this massive winged creature sitting on the very top of the tower. By the looks of it, it seemed to be a dragon out on the loose. Can you imagine seeing something like this near your home? I'd think I've been teleported to prehistoric times. Could this really be a sighting of the creature, or was it a work of CGI, like many netizens claimed? The truth hasn't been revealed yet. Dino tail. The internet is abuzz with a mysterious video clip that has left everyone baffled. A colossal winged creature with a wingspan was seen soaring across the sky. Its tail bears an uncanny resemblance to a dinosaur's, fueling speculation about its true nature. The cryptid swiftly flew across the frame, leaving people to question its origin and purpose. Some believe it could be a surviving dinosaur, making a symbolic return. Others dismiss the clip as a hoax. While many have written off the video, enthusiasts of cryptids maintain that there's a possibility it's genuine. Prehistoric looks. A group of friends on a horseback riding trip was in for a prehistoric surprise when they encountered an unusual creature while riding through the woods. The small, dark-furred creature had a long, bushy tail. It seemed calm one moment only to unexpectedly jump toward one of the riders, knocking them off their horse. Online folks thought its looks resembled a small dinosaur, while others suggested it might be an anteater due to its elongated snout. However, the creature's unique appearance made it difficult to identify for sure. Unicorn. A creature that has long been considered a mythical being recently came a little too close to reality when this clip surfaced online. Apparently, a guy exploring a very remote part of the woods came across an alleged unicorn running around. Sporting its signature horn in the middle of its head, it looked like the real deal. This wasn't it. Another guy witnesses a very similar creature feeding on the grass. Could it be possible that these creatures have existed all along, and we just remained unaware of their presence? Now, to show you the strangest clip of these creatures. This girl was carrying what could be a baby unicorn. With exceptional looks of a white horse foal and the singular horn, the clip left netizens thinking if this was real or a hoax. Let me know what you think of this. Mythical find. You never know when your fishing trip would take a mythical turn. That's exactly what happened with these fishermen when they accidentally trapped an actual mermaid in their fishing net. The viral video featured fishermen struggling to get the unconscious creature on a stretcher. This was a tough one for the skeptics, as the mythical creature looked pretty authentic, with a glossy fishtail and the upper body of a human. The clip left many curious, asking if the entity was released back into the ocean. However, there have been no updates on the incident, leaving it a mystery.
Idol, panoorin niyo ang video na ito mga idol at kayo nang
Humanoid insect.
Experimenta posibilidades infinitas con el creador de personajes de Black Desert. Crea personalizaciones únicas editando hasta el más mínimo detalle. Sumérgete en un mundo lleno de maravillas y misterios. Un mundo sin pantallas de carga. Recolecta recursos con los que elaborar poderosos elixires. Toma caballos salvajes y con el tiempo consigue tu propio caballo mítico. Crea sinfonías con la completísima herramienta de composición. Elige una mansión, fabrica mobiliario, colócalo en ella y dale tu toque personal. Visita a otras mansiones o asigna la tuya para la hermandad, donde podréis celebrar vuestras reuniones. Elige tus personajes y blande sus armas y sus habilidades especiales. Refuerza sus habilidades y equipamiento y prepárate para batallas masivas jugador contra jugador. Lucha con tu hermandad en conquistas, guerras de nodo y liga de hermandades. Alcanza la gloria junto a tus amigos. Superad cualquier obstáculo juntos. Os esperan muchos desafíos, pero nada es imposible si os mantenéis unidos hasta conseguir grandes recompensas. Explorad mazmorras y derrotad a quienes amenacen el mundo. ¿Tienes lo que hay que tener?
A man discovered this large, unusual insect on a tree branch near his home. The creature had large eyes, slender, thread-like structures on its back, and a very unfamiliar appearance. As the camera zoomed out, its humanoid form became apparent. It sat upright on two legs, held onto the branch with its hands, and had an odd, flat tail. Online speculation ran wild, with some suggesting it was a hybrid creature, and others thought it to be a failed laboratory experiment. Without any confirmation of its identity, the giant insect remains an unsolved mystery. Evolved snake. A bizarre snake has been found in the Philippines, leaving locals scratching their heads. What sets this one apart is its unusual 4 legs. First, it was a horned snake. Now we have a walking snake as well. Seems like something very strange is going on with the species. The thing had a long neck attached to a mid-part with 4 limbs, which gave it an uncanny resemblance to a dinosaur. Could it be possible that dinosaurs have reappeared on Earth? Except they are much smaller than their past selves. Many speculated that it might be an evolved species of snake, while others suggested a mutation was to blame. Skeptics, on the other hand, dismissed the clip as a hoax. Horned snake. Either animals on our planet are evolving in unexpected ways, or there's something even more sinister going on. This shocking sight leaves little room for explanation. A construction worker was left terrified after he arrived early at his work site and spotted a strange snake slithering around. But this wasn't just any snake. 2 massive horns protruded from its head, giving it an eerie, almost mythical appearance. Completely shaken, he posted the clip online hoping for some answer. Reactions were mixed, with some claiming it was a juvenile dragon, even warning that it could be a sign of the end of times. Whereas skeptics remained unconvinced, arguing the video had been manipulated. Dong Tao Chick.
ไก่สีเท้านะครับ
Now, let's take a look at this odd-looking